guys, we're going to start with a little bit of a backstory. So a few days ago, there was a guy called Smash JT, who decided to go through and make a petition to shut down Kotaku for the betterment of games journalism. Now, keep in mind, this actual petition, it's only had just shy of 2,000 views, 2,000 signs, right? It's not really popping off. Don't get me wrong, probably better than I would get, and I'll put a link to it below if you want to sign up for trolls. But at the end of the day, like, it's not something like, you know, like Stellar Blade, or not something about like, you know, about like anything like that. Sort of like Stellar Blade sort of censorship has got like 80,000 plus signatures. But regardless, Smash TV must have hurt some feelings, because one of the journalists from Kotaku, Alyssa Mercante, and probably mispronouncing, has gone through and decided to contact his family and share some of his posts with his family members and his wife, asking them, what are your thoughts on your husband being like this on the internet? You know? So basically, I've had a beef with your husband on the internet because he wants to shut down who I work for. So I'm going to share his post with you as a journalist and get your views on it, because I'm not going to argue points with him. I'm just going to contact his family. As you can imagine, it kind of went down well. Everybody really appreciated when it did it. Now, this is obviously the same Alyssa Mercante that went through and wrote that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. She's literally carrying water for Sweet Baby Inc. Right? Now, we all know what Sweet Baby Inc. does, but she's deliberately misleading at the least, or possibly even lying to cover for them. Right? And, you know, she's also gone through and wrote things like, farmer folks see you on boot physics. We don't want to attract nasty people. She's gone through here. If you're worried about the Fallout TV series messing with canon, you're missing the point. You know, like, so she's really not in favour of like any of the gamers or anything like that. Suicide Squad Joker season has players big mad. As you can tell here, she's obviously not trying to carry favours with any of the gamers. Right? And, you know, that's fine. It's her opinion. But this is also, by the way, the same person that goes through and literally has in her profile that she's a senior editor, a feminist whore, her words, not mine, bylines, blah, 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 she, her, puck slut for the New York Rangers. So, like, obviously this is the same. This is the sort of girl you want to take home to mum. Hey mum, this is the senior editor and feminist whore, also puck slut for the New York Rangers. Yeah. But at the end of the day, guys, obviously, you know, people were a bit mad that she went through and she decided to contact Smash JT's family. And she decided to respond. You could DM any of my posts to my fiance or my parents, neither of whom have social media, but sure. They'll be like, cool, bet, yep, that's her. Why are you showing me this? Now, funny thing is, if you go through and you challenge the internet, guess what they do? They contact your family members. So, obviously here, whereas I've scrolled up before. Yeah, I'm taking a break from this stuff. Friends know where to find me. My family is okay. I've covered how to deal with this. Report any private information shared on here. Love you. Don't effing share people's addresses or info. Full stop. Report it if you see it. So obviously she's been doxed. Right? That's what we're all going with, the assumption that she's been doxed. And of course, a lot of people are quick to bring out that, you know, hey, also don't contact their wives to stir up trouble, or that's ironic coming from you. And that's the sort of point of this. Look, to be honest, I don't like doxing, right? I think it's a shit thing to do. But I also think it's a shit thing to do when you start contacting people's significant other or family members to try and stir up trouble because you have a Twitter beef with someone. And that's what she's done. She's contacted someone's family members. and someone has decided to repay it in kind by contacting hers. Big friggin' shock, especially when you go putting out things like this, challenging people to contact your family members. Who would have thought? Like I said, I don't like doxing. I think it's a terrible shit thing to do. But I also think contacting someone else's significant other or family member is also a shit thing to do. And look, there's a lot of simps that are saying here, the fact that we let these lunatics rise up is collective failure. You know, obviously folks need to start speaking up because bigots are nowhere getting any quieter. Yeah, because apparently if you go through and challenge people to dox your family and they return in favour, you're a bigot. That's all it takes now. Here's the same person saying about brainworms. You know, here again, the pieces of shit despite being hostile environment for devs, top down, bottom. I'm going to say this, no matter how much you dislike someone or agree with, no matter how much you can't stand them, and trust me, I get it, don't dox them. So he's literally saying don't dox them, and they're still calling him all sorts of names under the sun. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, hey, you're a piece of shit for literally telling people not to dox them. Because they can't stand him. They can't stand Mark Kern. They can't stand this Smash JT. Even though, like I said, no shade, he only got 2,000 signatures, or less than 2,000 signatures on his petition, mind you. But, you know, like I say, you got people like this are saying DMing someone's wife because they repeatedly hashed you and uplifted death threats is not the same thing as publicly publishing someone's address. Yeah, you're right. It isn't. But guess what? Contacting someone's family members and trying to stir up a beef makes you a piece of shit. Posting someone's details and family member details and doxing them makes you also a piece of shit. Guess what? They're both pieces of shit. Is it different? Sure, if you want to break it down to the nitty-gritty, yes, it is different. But you're both still pieces of shit. If you get in the mud and you start throwing it at people, do not be a suspect or don't be surprised when people start throwing it back at you. And that's what these people, they don't get. They seem to think that they can sit here and they can go through like contact family members and dox people and write all these sort of hit pieces and call all these sort of people names. And then when it comes back to them, all of a sudden, oh, I'm a victim. Oh my God. Look at everybody attacking me. Well, it's 2024. Welcome to accountability, bitch. I'm sorry you got doxed. Am I going to go and lose sleep over it? Hell no. Because as far as I'm concerned, you invited this. You invited it because you went through and you started doxing people. Personally, I'm not going to stoop to your level. I also expect people not to dox me. But that's because I'm not doxing anybody either. I know one day someone will probably try and dox me, if they haven't already. Probably try. There's a reason why I don't show my face, and so I can't get doxed. Well, it makes it hard to get doxed, right? So at the end of the day, I get it. But you were the one that started contacting family members. Don't be surprised when other people start contacting yours. Like I said, don't roll in the mud if you don't want to get dirty. But at the end of the day, obviously, look, obviously she's still working at Kotaku, even though they've had like 4 layoffs or something over the past week or so. But at the end of the day, look, obviously, yeah, she's obviously been doxed. And like I say, I am sorry that you got doxed. But also, you kind of brought this up on yourself, didn't you? Let's be honest. Like, you sit there and you start contacting family members, don't be surprised if people contact yours. Now, the funny thing about this whole thing, guys, is that she has gone down and locked down this tweet, mainly because she's probably sick of people bringing up the fact that at the end of the day, that you tried to dox someone or contact someone's family and they've returned in kind. And obviously she's just wanting her echo chamber to obviously, you know, reinforce her belief that she did the right thing. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Obviously, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Are you surprised? You know, are you not? Do you think that the guy that leaked her information, whoever it was, I'm not looking it up, but the guy who leaked the information did the right thing or the wrong thing? Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, the video's been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. And apart from that, guys, we will see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night.